skies, and on every occasion that you do or don't smile. Every time you...
So welcome to Sensible Secondhand Classics, a series where we look at cars that are over 15 years old that you can buy in good condition with an MOT between £1,000 and £5,000. This is a 1996 Jaguar XJ6 4-litre Sovereign, also known as an X300. And I'm grateful to Andrew, who previously lent me the 2000 Kia Pride for No Budget Reviews, for letting me have a go in another one of his fleet today. So the X300 type of Jaguar XJ was launched in 1994 and replaced the rather infamous XJ40. That wasn't a car that particularly did Jaguar's reputation any good, and after they were bought by Ford in the late 1980s, they really had to kind of sort a few things out, shall we say. And the X300 was their attempt at doing that. It still uses the XJ40 platform, but very different styling. I think the wiring's different in this and things like that. And the interior is updated. No longer have we got this weird digital dashboard that some of them had. Instead, a huge amount of luxury, and I'm very happy as well that this particular car has got working climate control. Just sort of wafting along the road, not a care in the world really. The engines available in X300 XJ were a 3.2 6-cylinder with 210 horsepower, then this 4-litre straight 6 with 245 horsepower, then the supercharged version of this, the XJR, that was about 320 horsepower, and then a 6-litre V12 in the XJ12 and the Daimler 66, with again about the same amount of power, about 320 horsepower. Of course, at this time we don't have any forbidden fuel variants, but we do have a few trim levels. So just for standard XJ6, Sovereign, the Sport, the Executive, which was like a car aimed at some sort of younger buyers, and then of course the Daimler 6, Daimler 66, and the Daimler Century. The XJ Sport was a car that I think was sort of less chrome than this would have been. The Sovereign was more of a sort of luxury model, and I do like this, viewers. I do like this a great deal, particularly driving one of these around the West Midlands, because this car was built not very far from here at all, and it just sort of makes sense to be driving around in its natural habitat, unless you're talking about, you know, Surrey, which, you know, is another traditional Jaguar habitat, and it's the sort of car that I think, with stereotypes of people who own Jaguars, that they were thinking of. But you know, I like it. I don't know why it's a surprise, but there we go. Well, viewers, here we are. Same location as Andrew's Kia Pride when I had that. I do apologise if there's a very noisy generator noise in the background. There's not a lot I can do about that. Hopefully it's not so bad. I've got the separate microphone on. Such a timeless shape, this X300, and obviously so were the Series 1, 2 and 3 XJs. X308 is obviously very similar to this as well, but we're not talking about that today really. The car does have a considerable amount of lack appeal on it. I mean, Andrew bought this car 11 years ago when they were still very firmly in no budget reviews territory. They're not now, actually, unless you want a project car or one that's an MOT failure. They are actually starting to appreciate. One of the things that you can see though is the rear arches have been repaired at some point, and they are starting to show a little bit of heritage, shall we say. But overall the car actually isn't too bad. One of the places where these tend to go, and I can show you this on this car as well, is the front wings. Now you might say, oh my gosh, that's absolutely terrible, look at that. But you could buy front wings to this car for not much money at all. There are lots of parts available for them for not a lot of money. So it's really not that bad. 4-litre badge is somehow got a bit funny too. And can we just note, please, dark blue with a beige leather interior. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. We're not going to sit right now. I'm going to open the boot, which you could do by using that button there. I think that's worked. There we go. You can also use this button here, but Andrew said that doesn't work, so that's why we've done it. Now Andrew's stuff is in here, a bit like a BMW and Mercedes-Benz. The warning triangle just sits in there. The boot is a bit of a strange one. Now you can fit a lot of stuff in here to some extent, but it's quite shallow. It's quite shallow for some reason. This one's got a multi-disc CD changer. There will be a spare in here somewhere, but it's long, but it's not particularly tall. That was a big common criticism of these cars at the time. As you can see, we've got the original dealer plates as well, and this is the sovereign trim level, so it's not the base, just XJ. We've got some luxury features, but unfortunately the luxury features don't extend to parking sensors, which I think is a bit of a shame, because in a long car like this, you're gonna maybe need them. So we tried a back. Now this is the standard wheelbase version of this car. There was also a long wheelbase version available, and we'll see why there was a long wheelbase version available in just 1 second, because if I try to get in here, and this is my driving position, I'm only 5'11", I'm not very tall. There's not very much room in here, viewers. It's surprisingly cramped for whatever reason. I mean, you've got luxury features like some vents for the rear passengers, and we have some metal ashtrays in the back and wood veneer and all kinds of things, but we don't really have a lot of space. It's a surprisingly cramped car for the size of it, which is a massive shame, really. Maybe if you want to carry adults in the back of this, you're going to need the long wheelbase version. But of course, ooh, viewers, look at this luxury beige leather armrest. Oh, I do feel a bit like the chairman of the board of No Budget Reviews driving around in this. And the headlining has been fixed for not much money, which is very good. It's a very, very good job actually that's been done. I'm sure it's a common fault on a lot of older cars for this to happen, and the mats also are quite thick, and you've got nice thick carpeting here, which feels rather nice. Oh, just get out of here. Oh my gosh, the doors look quite long, but really, there's just not a lot of room in there. It's surprising, really. Right, now this is where we should be sitting, viewers, in the front. Electric memory seats. Oh, beige leather steering wheel, lots and lots and lots of wood, classic Jaguar J6 selector. We've even got a massive springy armrest with some cup holders, viewers. Although that's, oh dear, quality of that is not very Mercedes-Benz. It's more sort of, I don't know, Sanyong. Ooh, there's a spare wiper stalk in there. Maybe that went wrong at some point in this car. One thing that has gone wrong, viewers, is the is the door handle on this side. I'll just bring the door a little bit closer. Now, the reason I'm not closing this door is because, well, that is broken, so I have to put the window down to get out. Yes. Never mind. Handbrake is sort of here. It looks a bit like a sort of, you know, a sports car handbrake, really. There's the old stereo, his original stereo in this car. CD changes in the boot. Climate control, of course. That actually works really well. I tried it out and it's very nice, viewers. And it looks like we've got a front heated screen as well. Jaguar was owned by Ford at this time, so maybe they let them have access to that technology. Certainly. Oh, the key. Oh dear. Oh dear. That, viewers, is a Mark III Fiesta key. Good job though that a lot of the other bits of the interior are definitely Jaguar. XJ40 interior door handles, and you know the underpinnings of this car are very heavily based on an XJ40, so it's no surprise here. Very sort of 80s style kind of switches up here, and the lights are on this sort of funny toggle here. Fog lights are there, and then next to the boot release. I don't understand why that would be. The cruise control settings are all over here. I suppose it's a reasonably convenient place for them. The wiper stalk and the indicator stalk are quite low down. It's surprising, really. We've got some rather interesting things here where basically the bigger the door bin is, the less electrical switches there are. The window switches and things are in the door bin. I don't really know why. Things like climate control and leather seats were actually not on the base level XJ as a standard at this time. We do have the getter. Ooh. Oh, viewers, I love this walnut ashtray. Oh, I like a bit of luxury, viewers, as you know, particularly when it's got a beige leather interior. Let's see about this glove box. There's no way I'm getting my secret mission documents in there. That's terrible. Oh. Right, I'm going to have to cheer myself up, viewers, by having a look under the bonnet. And there we are, viewers. Longitudinally mounted 4-litre straight 6 AJ16 engine, in this case developing about 245 horsepower. I mean, it looks like there's plenty of room to do some work on it, and the bonnet opens tilting forward like on an old BMW or a Triumph Dolomite or something like that. Yeah, it looks reasonably easy to service. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. But you'd expect that, an enormous brake servo for some reason. Wow. I think, though, viewers, we're going to have our luxury drive continue. So I'm now going to go back in, and we shall hit the streets of Walsall once again. Right, viewers, I couldn't resist having another go in Andrew's XJ6 Sovereign. It just kind of wafts along. There's no real sort of effort to anything at all. You can see, particularly with this front view, apart from the mount that's always in the way, and that's just the way it goes in this channel, the length of the bonnet. It's not quite as long as an E-Type bonnet, and I do have an E-Type review on the channel actually. I read one of those last year. But it's a very sort of imposing view, and the ride is really soft. You do get a bit of lean through corners in this Sovereign model. Something like a Sport or an XJR would have slightly more sporty suspension than this, but I can see imperfections in the road. It just doesn't seem to notice anything. It's remarkable, really. One thing I am just keeping a watch on is the fuel gauge, because I don't think we get particularly good fuel economy in a 4 litre straight 6 Jaguar. Andrew says it's about 30 miles per gallon if you drive very gently on the motorway, and of course with the cruise control and other things, and getting the driving position just right, then I'm sure you could do a nice long journey in this with no real problems. Unless of course you had people who have very long legs in the back and they're complaining, in which case you need to buy the long wheelbase version, really, don't you? It's not an awful lot of feedback through the steering for a car of this era, but it probably would improve if I had the XJR or something like that. Just go through this series of bends and just see how it does. Certainly the acceleration, I mean, 245 horsepower, we're talking 0 to 60 figures of maybe 6 or 7 seconds in this car. It feels composed enough. It's really more of a cruiser this than a sports saloon perhaps. And this Kia Picanto in front of me is spoiling my fun a little bit. So there we go, and I'm actually also in normal mode as opposed to sport mode, and Andrew says that sport mode shortens the throttle response up a bit, and I'll just try that. You could get a 5-speed Getrag gearbox in these X300s, but that's a very, very rare option. Not many people took that. It's more common really on the XJRs than the standard ones. I suppose that sport mode makes the throttle a little bit more responsive. I mean, it's so sort of quick anyway that I don't really notice that much difference. I mean, we have a sort of moderate driving style anyway on this channel, so you know. But I'm just noticing how incredibly composed the ride is. That's the thing I'm noticing most of all, and I'm going to have to stay away from Auto Trader tonight. I really am going to have to stay away. So viewers, if you want that classical luxury experience for under £5,000, should you buy a Jaguar XJ from the X300 series, or indeed you know, a Daimler? Well, why not? You know, these cars do have electrical problems, they do have rust problems, they really still aren't that expensive, and so a lot of them have actually been taken off the road now, but there are more around than you think, and I really like it. I think I'd probably have a long wheelbase version and just stick with the standard 3.2. Not that it will probably improve my fuel economy that much, but you know, never mind. And I'm very grateful to Andrew for letting me have a go in this. I really like it. Yes, definitely the epitome of sensible second-hand classics. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more of the same and all sorts of other types of review. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, click the notification bell to be informed of new uploads. Social media links are down below, and thank you ever so much indeed once again.